So that's it. This is Nigeria right now. Action.
Okay, this is Nigeria right now with Dixon Irebu, and today my guest is Engineer Dr. Muhammad Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the Vice Presidential Candidate of Nigeria Democratic Congress, the NDC. He will join me shortly. Thank you so much, sir, for having us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Please, the hot seat.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, sir. How is Nigeria treating you?
Well, we are okay.
You've been here for decades within the political arena. How would you describe how Nigeria has treated both you and your people from the north and other Nigerians?
Well, we thank God that we are still alive, healthy, and of course, with our integrity and character intact. And Nigeria today, especially when you look back, you would see all sorts of things, good, bad, and ugly. But all the same, I believe that this country has made some progress. Of course, we are not able to reach our full potential. And that is why exactly my humble self and His Excellency Peter Obi are in the field, giving Nigerians alternative to what we are seeing today. That's the APC government, a government that is doing close to nothing on the issue of insecurity. So also on the issue of economy, the infrastructure, employment of young men and women, especially agriculture itself, that we have seen that over this period, this government has decided to reverse the policy of Muhammadu Buhari, who was of the same party, the APC. Despite all the challenges of the policy, we have started seeing some results, especially that everybody went back to farm. But today, people are running away from the farm because of the cheap food, because of the subsidized food that we import from across the world. So all these things we have seen, but we thank God we are still having democracy, meaning Nigerians will be given an opportunity to approve what is happening or look for positive change.
As a former Minister of Defense, how do you think this current administration has handled the issue of tackling security that has not, yielded any result yet?
Well, actually, I will not be in a hurry to give them a pass mark because we have not seen the graph falling. On the contrary, the insecurity is increasing. And I think that is why Nigerians, including our presidential candidate, are very concerned about the insecurity in the country. And I believe that my humble self and His Excellency Peter Obi, working together as President and Vice President, I'm sure we'll get some solutions to what we are seeing.
So what are these solutions? Are there specifics? Are there angles that you would approach differently that will yield results that this government has not adopted?
First of all, we will handle the issue of poverty, the issue of youth employment, especially the issue of agriculture, which we believe is holding about 70% of our young men and women across the country. Of course, we'll give all what it takes, we'll do whatever it takes. I'm sure His Excellency Peter Obi, being the
presidential candidate.
No, not the presidential candidate. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces will take right decisions, especially the issue of boosting their morale, supporting them with their welfare, and of course the issue of munitions, and all what it takes, including, of course, training and retraining, and so on and so forth. And together with Nigerians, especially in those areas where we have insecurity now, because there is a huge mistrust between the people and even with the security agents that are working there, because many people believe that whatever they say may also be told to the bad guys there. So I believe working together with the general public, the society that we have in this country, and looking at all the issues that are bedeviling our nation, I'm sure the answer will come, meaning the insecurity will either be stopped completely or minimized to the barest minimum.
You are expressing so much confidence on Mr. Peter Obi. What informed this position of yours? How will you assess where he's coming from, his antecedents, and then why you have clearly, by your statement here, inferred that he has the capacity to deliver on these promises you're talking about?
Well, before the campaigns of 2023 election,
Yes.
I knew very little about him. But since we decided to set up committees and also decided to be part of those committees
That is in 2023.
before the 2023 election, we came into contact and exchanging our views, our visions and missions for the country. We realized that we could work together. That was why it became very easy for us to come together for these campaigns, of course, before the 2027 election.
What was the challenge in 2022, 2023 that robbed the Nigerian people the opportunity of
I think we
both of
didn't
you?
know much about ourselves. We're trying really, because you see, my understanding of politics and even governance is always better to work with people with like minds. What we believe in is precisely what Peter Obi believes in. One, we believe in one indivisible united Nigeria. We believe that we should work together to ensure progress and development in the country. We believe in helping the poor. We call them talakawa here, right from the days of Malam Aminu Kano of blessed memory. We believe that most of the issues that we have here, especially that of poverty, was man-made, because we have all the potentials to ensure that every Nigerian has enough to eat, has an accommodation, has a school for his children, and so on and so forth. But if you look at it critically, that you see that the reverse is the case now. And that is exactly what we would want to handle.
Your last interview with the BBC, you talked about the need for the Southeast and the North to unite and forgive each other. In fact, that was your language, that you should forgive yourselves and unite for the good of the nation. What areas do you think this alliance with Mr. Peter Obi will bring actualization of this vision of yours?
Well, I think the issue of forgiving ourselves was handled by our leaders long time before now. I'm sure you remember that the Civil War ended in 1970. By 79, our leaders from the North, under Shehu Shagari, decided to invite Southeast to take the vice presidential slot, just to show that they have forgiven themselves. And I'm happy that they won election. Even the second election was won. Of course, along the line, there was a military coup which truncated the democracy at that particular time. I mean, that has been done by others. Now it's just a matter of having a better understanding so that we unite. You see, what is key now, in my opinion, is not necessarily from any of the geopolitical zones in the south, my belief is getting the best material, the best person for the job.
And for you, the best person for the job is who now?
Maybe it is by coincidence that Peter Obi happens to be the best under our circumstance today. And I believe that Nigerians, especially the young men and women, who are looking for a way out, because people believe that this system has failed and people are looking for alternative. And the only viable alternative that we have today in this country is NDC under the leadership of His Excellency Dixon, the former governor of Bayelsa State.
So is this relationship now more like a new vista of hope for the Nigerian people? Is that what you would?
Well, you could see it everywhere. The political space is calm.
Is it calm?
Oh yes, with us in the field, there is big hope that our party would win, and of course the positive change will come, and Nigeria will be a better place for all of us.
You're facing an incumbent that is the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and this is someone who is said to have, understood the Nigerian political arena so well that he has never lost election. So what is this thing about the NDC that will make you win the election in 2027?
Now, you see, many people don't understand the way the political dynamics really work in this country. You can see and you can feel, especially if you go to outside there on the streets, listen to the people. Some people will go and do opinion poll, but you don't need anybody to tell you that people are sick and tired of the status quo. What people are hoping is to have a change, because right now most Nigerians believe that it is only a very small number of people who are at the top there, enriching themselves, protecting themselves, and making Nigerians to suffer. So under that circumstance, we have seen a unity of purpose in the country, especially among the oppressed people, people who want to get out of what is happening now. Unfortunately, as we sit here, you have thousands of people in the bush now, in forests and so on, being taken into those places for ransom. Some are killed, some are sick, some are struggling with reptiles, especially snakes and so on, and rain itself, being the rainy season now. And we have places now that are being burnt, villages are being chased out, leaving their own homes, going into the towns and cities, looking for shelter, mainly taking over primary and secondary schools, depriving the people there of their children to go to school. So it's a very pathetic situation, and one begins to wonder why government is doing close to nothing about
What sacrifice do you bring to the table as a person for this contest? What is the sacrifice that you would say, I'm laying this for the good of this aspiration of the NDC as a political party, and indeed the Nigerian people, particularly the Talakawas that you represent?
History is there to speak for us. We always stand by them. That's the Talakawas we are talking about. We have done it in the past. We are also willing to do it again to save our people. In fact, that is why we are in politics. We are in politics to make life easy, or much easier for our people. And we had opportunities in the past, my humble self and the presidential candidate, His Excellency Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State. So we are so happy that we have this combination, which by the grace of God will sort out the issues, the challenges that Nigeria is facing. And with due humility, I can tell you, this is the only ticket that you have people who have this experience, who have the energy and capacity to reverse this terrible situation.
We'll take a break and come back to discuss that experience.
Thank you very much.
Nigeria right now with Dixon Irobo, and my guest is the vice presidential candidate of Nigeria Democratic Congress in the 2027 election, Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. We'll be right back.
I want to call on Nigerians to keep watching Nigerian Right Now show. Everybody should follow the trend, listen to issues under discourse, and form opinions that will help in molding a better country called Nigeria. Keep watching Nigeria Right Now show with Dixon Irobo.
Welcome right back. This is still Nigeria Right Now with Dixon Irobo. Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is still here, vice presidential candidate of Nigeria Democratic Congress, that is the NDC, in the 2027 general election. Your Excellency, you talked about experience, and your experience over the years, by the records, shows that you have led a lot of young people. Most young people, after what played out in 2023, are disillusioned and have disconnected completely from participation in politics. How will you talk to young people, especially at this very critical moment, to ensure that patriotism is put on the table?
I think the ticket, our ticket with Peter Obi, is already talking to the young people. In fact, they are happy now. They are well mobilized as far as I can remember. The young men and women, not only of Kwankwasia and obedience across the country, almost everybody, all the young men and women in this country are praying for this ticket. And it is on the ground now. We are working around the clock, talking to them on phone, on social media, visiting them, having meetings, and so on and so forth. And what I've seen, I am satisfied that the young men and women are very much convinced that this is the way out of the insecurity, out of the economic crisis that we are in now, and of course other issues that have to do with government and even politics itself. So I am confident and comfortable that the young men and women will come out en masse to vote for NDC during the next election coming up in January and February 2027.
So some of them say, oh, it's not enough to vote. What about, can you and your presidential candidate, can both of you defend the vote? Especially, I watched the interview by the former Secretary to the Federal Government, Babachi Lal, recently, where he said, oh, that the current administration, as far as he's concerned, that they have written the result, and that all that they just are waiting for is the eventual announcement. So how would this eventual votes be defended?
Yes, maybe he is right, but I can remember in the past where many people decided to write results or even went and got ballot papers wanting to put them in the polling booth. Fortunately or unfortunately, because the young men and women have decided to defend not only the ballot boxes, but the ballots themselves. Ballots were being counted, were being escorted, were being declared, and so on and so forth. So I don't know, maybe they have done that, they have written, but I don't see how they can use them or at which stage they will use, because I don't believe that any INEC man or any security man who look at the eyes of the young men and women, the Nigerians, and of course our movement and do what Babachir, our good friend, was saying. So they might have done that, but how to use it, I'm not sure, because I think the 2027 general election will be completely different.
How will you rate the Tinubu administration?
Well,
The economy, the unity of the country. Of course, you've talked about the insecurity situations and all of that. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate the Tinubu administration?
well, I don't want to go into that sort of analysis, but I can tell you it's difficult to give them any pass mark as it stands today.
Not even at all.
It's difficult to see how we can say they have passed based on even what they said they would do.
How do you see the perception of the Northerners of Peter Obi presidency and your vice presidency? How is he perceived in the North?
I believe that from my own perspective and my own followers, many young men and women that are even not in our group and so on, we all believe that the presidency as it stands now is best if you bring Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso to work as a team to ensure that all these issues are being tackled within the shortest possible time so that Nigeria can move again.
A former vice president is on the ballot from the North, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. How would that affect your chances, the chances of the ticket of Peter Obi and the Kwankwaso
right from the beginning,
election?
we have some fundamental differences, even by the ticket arrangement. They thought under our situation now, when a southern president,
Who are they?
when the southern president is completing his first term, they in their camp, that's Atiku camp you mentioned,
Yes.
is the time to change the button again from the south to the north. Now, in our own camp, we are saying, yes, we are looking for a quality ticket from the north and the south, or from the south and north. But we realized the political arrangement is best if the south could finish their own 2 terms. And then from there, it comes back to the north. So you could see a huge difference. We believe that will only add to confusion if you have a presidential candidate or president from the north in 2027. So, of course, there are other major differences, especially that the way and manner we think Nigeria issues should be tackled, I believe, is fairly different from their own.
Is there anything, final word, is there anything that you could say to someone listening to you now that probably had made up his mind that would the vote count? Because that's the narrative. Is there anything you can say to that person to reassure the person why the person should go out and cast their vote for either for you or for anybody?
Yeah. Well, let me first of all thank all Nigerians for their resilience. Let me also thank many or most Nigerians who have interest in our ticket under our party, the NDC. We have seen that the party was registered end of December last year. Within no time, the party started putting structures, and of course, many leaders joined the party. So also my humble self and His Excellency Peter Obi joined the party. And you could see people from all corners of the country were rushing into the party. Now we believe that our party is the leading opposition in this country. So we thank God for that, and we thank Nigerians. And let me also encourage Nigerians and thank them to believe in these arrangements as it stands, And I can tell you from my little experience in politics, it's very easy to remove federal government, especially that we have done it in the past. I'm sure I remember what we have done in 2015.
2015.
And I think the situation is even more ripe now than it was in 2015. The anger now in the country, especially in northern Nigeria now, is huge. You could even see, even those who are campaigning for the APC, now most of them, if not all of them, have kept quiet because they have nothing to say. They have nothing to say. Of course, you have big names. The political contractors. You have many big men who are looking for protection and so on and so forth. They are just moving down there. You have most of the governors, if not all of them, on that side. Some people didn't know that governor could lose election. I will advise those type of people to come and ask me, because I was one of the few governors that have lost election in 2003 when we had federal government, state government, local governments, and so on.
And the Kwankwaso movement.
Because the Kwankwaso movement, and we performed very well.
Yeah.
Why did I lose? I lost the election because of the wind that Muhammadu Buhari brought into the political space at that particular time, especially in northern Nigeria, and more especially in Kano State. And I can see the wind now blowing. It's
The
even
wind of
stronger.
Kwankwaso and Peter Obi.
Yes, with the wind of change in the country. So I can tell you, by the time election starts, all these governors will start running away because everybody will tell them that the story is not good, it's not palatable, and they start hiding. And people who thought INEC or security agents will go and change figures, they don't know, they don't understand the dynamics of politics, or especially that of election. When it starts, I think everybody will start falling in line because they are all human beings like us.
True.
They will go to the same markets, go to the same school, we come from the same villages, towns, and cities, and so on and so forth. And you go and ask them, the top security, the top INEC, the top this and that, may be interested in the continuation of the status quo. But I can tell you, the order will come from the one man there at the top. By the time it comes to the 5, 6, 7 people supporting him, the whole thing will change, because everybody will want fair and just administration. Everybody would want a good country, and so on and so forth. So I think we should all come together and bring this change, and even the people now in government will be happy with the change, because they are also beneficiaries of the change. So ordinarily they should be happy about it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Nigeria right now with Dixon Irebu, and of course, it's been a wonderful engagement. Listen, Nigeria belongs to you, me, and all of us. No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. Remember that part of our anthem that says that we may build a nation where no man is oppressed. I see you next week on this same show, Nigeria Right Now. And good luck to all the aspirants and candidates of the political parties. May Nigeria win.